Hey guys, welcome to DevOps School. In this video tutorial, we are going to learn about Docker. It helps us to create, deploy and run applications by using containers. After going through this tutorial, I promise you that the concept and understanding of the Docker will be absolutely clear to you.
But before that, let me ask you a few things. Are you dreaming of a career with higher pay and more responsibilities? Or are you ready to take your skills to the next level this year? Then start investing in DevOps School certification level courses which will help you to emerge skills for a wide range of entry level roles and as well as higher potential future positions. But with thousands of courses online and in classroom worldwide, finding the right one for your career goals can be difficult. You can consider our courses like Agile Developer, Agile QA, DevOps Certified Professionals, Site Reliability Engineering, DevSecOps, and Masters in DevOps Engineering, where you will have access to well-structured, easy-to-follow course content that has been developed and will be delivered by industry professionals. You can join on our training programs globally through online platforms, and if you are looking for classroom workshops, then we have regular sessions available in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi NCR, Mumbai and in Pune. Simply compare our many courses, find the one that suits your style and schedule best and start today.
Guys, the question is, what is an image? So remember Docker image. If you have forgotten the concept, let me remind you. Day one, I have said something about the image. Here, see here, I said what is an image? So I said it is a collection of file system, and which represent which file system? A root file system, user file system and application file system. The same thing which I have repeated multiple times. What is a root file system? You know, user file system, application file systems and all this thing, you know that. I don't have to repeat again and again. I also said whatever you have in image, you have in a container. If you don't have an image, you will not see in the container. From one image, you can create a multiple container. That is also I said. If you read this one also, you see, once you run an image, user namespace get created and the mount get attached to the same image file system from the image file system. That's called mount, image file system. So with that in context in mind, let's understand what is an image. So guys, Docker image is made up of the file system layered over each other. Yeah, that's correct. In simple way, if I said, Docker image is just an illusion. It's not a one file. It is a file system, not one file system, multiple file system and layer over each other. In short, in another way, Docker image has a multiple layers, as you can see in this image. Docker image has a multiple layers, and each layer is one file system. Yes, that's true. Each layer is one file system. So either you call it a layer or file system, both are okay. But in Docker, we call it layer. So here if you see in this image, Docker image is made up of the file system layered over each other. Okay, that's the reason we call it layer. You can call the file system also, but we don't call it, we call it layer. Why? Because it's layer over each other. This file system are layer over each other. And that is your Docker image. See here. So Docker image consists of multiple layers. If you look at this image very carefully, this image you can create a multiple image by the way. So there's one image you can create from the layer 0 also. There's one image you can create from the layer 1 also. And by the way, if you create an image from the layer 1, then you'll get a layer 0 as well, because they are parent layers you will get along with it. You can create one image from the layer 2 also, and if you create an image from the layer 2, you will get a layer 0 and layer 1 as well, because for layer 2, layer 1 is a parent, and for layer 1, layer 0 is a parent, and layer 0 is the last layer of this image. Last layer we often call as a base image, root file system. Root file system. Okay. So in short, what we have learned so far is image has multiple layers, and each layer is nothing but a file system layered over each other, and that is your image. Are you getting, guys, this question, the anatomy of image, everyone? See here, because I said each layer is a file system, so some changes has to be there. What you have. So typically in the base image, the layer 0, you will have a root file system. A root file system I have shown you multiple times. So hope you remember root file system. Sometimes you call it a base image, sometimes you call it a root file system. Now, root file system, it can be Ubuntu, Fedora, Debian, SUSE, Linux, RHEL, or whatever the platform you are using with. It can be anything root file system. Not a boot file system. Remember, boot file system is your kernel, so please mind it. So here, layer 0, you have a root file system of Ubuntu. Layer 1 has a Nginx file system, application file system. I said, remember application. And in layer 2, you have update of Ubuntu. So these all files and file system can be in a different file systems, and but layered over each other, and this forming one image. Are you able to visualize this? All of you?
Layer 2 is the application, right? It is not you put to.
Layer 2, there is no layer 3. Layer 1, layer 2.
Layer 2, what we will be hosting the applications, right? Over.
As per the image on slides, layer 2 is your updates of Ubuntu operating system. You update operating system, remember? So that's update.
Okay.
All this thing is in a different layer. Are you getting my points?
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, look at this. From the one image, you can create a multiple container. So single image shared by multiple containers. Single image is shared by multiple containers. Now guys, each layer of that image has a unique UUID. How can you identify each layer? So each layer has a unique identification, UUID, 40 character SHA value. So using that, you can identify whether it's a what layer. Okay, so UUID, that 40 character. So with that in place, we have to understand these statements. First, I would request you all to read these statements, and then I'll explain it to you. Please go through this. Okay, so now let me explain it to you all. Higher layer always win when there is a conflict in a layer. Okay, higher layer always win when there is a conflict in the layers. What does that mean? So let's discuss about this. So guys, here I am going to create one MS Paint. So here there is a layer 0. This is a layer 0, okay, and this is a layer 1. Okay, these two layers forming one image, and you will create a container out of this image. This is the container. You can create as many containers you wanted, which you have done it already, but this is one. So now let's create a scenarios of this. Higher layer always when there is a conflict in layer. So here there is one location. Let's consider there is one location called OPT, and under the OPT there is one file called d.txt. Very simple. Okay, and here also there is a file in this file system. You have OPT, and in that also you have a file called d.txt. Same file, you have it. Same file, same path, but the contents are different. Here you have the content of this is I love India, and here in this file, the same file, the same location, I love Docker. So there's a two content, same file, same location. When you apply this rule, higher layers always win when there's a conflict in layer. In the container, what you see the content? Tell me. Applying the rule number 1. What do you see in the content? I love India, right? Correct, huh? So here what happens, this is the parent layer, this is the child layer. When you merge this one, higher layer always win. So if there's a conflict, higher layer always win. If there is no conflict, let's say there is one file A, it will go and come in the container. Okay, so higher layer always win when there is a conflict in layer. Now the question is, who's doing this layering? When you run, who's doing this layering? So image layering is accomplished through union mount. Yeah, union mount means union of multiple mounts. Okay, that's there in the Windows also, that's there in the Linux also. Okay, so union mount is present. So union mount, what they do, they basically merge the multiple layers together, okay, and create a kind of file system, and which will act like just like operating system. So if you read the third statement, what exactly union mounts are doing? So union mounts allows mount multiple file system over top of each other, but combining all of their layers single view, giving the application operating system single regular everyday file system. So this is called union mount. Whereas all layers are read only except top layer. So here, if you understand that all the layers of the image you cannot modify except the top layer, and actually top layer is your container. Look at this here. See here, boot file system, where it is. Any idea? Boot file system, where it is. Where is the boot file system? Where is it?
It will be in the host. It will be in the host machine, right? So
Yeah, right. Yeah, 100% correct. A boot file system will be on host machine, and that will be your kernel. Okay. On top of that image will have a base image, which is a root file system, multiple layers, and the image, the read and writable layers, which you see, that's writable, that is your container. So in a short, if I tell you what happens when you create any container, so when you run any images, it creates one empty layer. It creates one empty layer, and all the read-only layer, they merge together and mount it to that particular layer. Do nothing. Again, I'm repeating. What happens? Let me visualize that in a simple way, so you'll understand better way. These are the layers, okay? 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer, 4 layer. This is one image, okay? So what happens when you create one container from the one image? So what happens? One user namespace get created like this, okay? And in here, what happens? These 4 layers get merged together. This merge together and get attached to here like this. This is the merge layer. This is the merge layer. Okay. So what you see what? If you go inside a container, you see what? This one. Whereas this is the empty layer. Okay. This is empty layer. This is merge layer. So this is empty layer. This is merge layer. That's the reason I said right here, read my line statement. One mount get attached from the image file system. That's what I said. So these files system get merged together, create one layer, merge layer, get attached to the container. Container is nothing but the empty file system. So everything, whatever you do, exactly you're writing in the empty file system, and ultimately you see in the merge layer. So little bit of anatomy is like that. Okay. So here, this is what we are saying. Now guys, now what is the boot file system? I would request you to read this. What is the root file system? You have to read this. Union mount, you have to read a little bit of it. Other things. Ultimately, this is the anatomy single answer for the image. Look at it very carefully. In this, you have an image of which has a 4-layer. First layer is the root file system, and top of that there are some changes. On top of that, there is one layer got created, which is writable layer. Remaining layers is read only. In the writable layer, you are writing anything, whatever you want. And each layer has got the unique identifications, UUID, and every container gets its own writable top layer. This is the anatomy of image. Do you all understand that? Did you all understand this? Yes, sir. Okay. So guys,
one question is, the number of layers will be decided by the what is the image, right? For example, if it is Ubuntu alone, right, then we will have only 2 layers, right? So the OS, I mean the base image layer and the writable layer, right?
Yeah. So number of layers decided by developer of image. How many times you commit, it will become a layer actually. So you commit less layer, more commit, more layer. Many things you can also do in the one commit, so it will become one layer. Many things you can divide into the multiple layers and also do that. So it's up to your logic to do. Ultimately, while creating the container, all the layers will be merged together in one, and then those things will be effective. Guys, any questions so far? Any questions so far? No. We're good. Okay. So guys, now demo time. So let me give you the demo time. So here I'm going to show you the demo. Okay. So guys, look at my screen only. So here, this is the machine. So I'm going to log in right now. So CentOS. Guys, demo is very important for all of us. Please focus. Now, how many containers we have? Only one. I will do one thing. I will delete this container. Okay, I cleaned up everything in one go. So, how many images I'm having right now? 2 images. I will delete this all images. Docker RMI. RMI you can use for deleting the images. RMI means RM delete image. I for image. Okay, so guys, I have the no image, no container, of course. Now the question is, where is the image locations where layers will be downloaded? Okay, so if you see here Docker info, you can get to know in any system Docker info, and you say Docker root directory. So this location you have to go, but where the layers will be copied. So layers will be copied in the storage driver location. So for me, storage driver is overlay 2. It can be ops, it can be device mapper, it can be overlay also. Right now for me it's overlay 2. So I will go to the location which is called var. Hello, can you hear me? Yeah. Var lib docker. Here you have so many things. The layers will be stored here, overlay 2. Now, if you want to know a little bit of it, volumes I did discuss. You can store the volumes here. You can store the plugins, Docker plugins here. Layers will be here. Network will be here. Image meta information will be under the image. Understand that there's 2 things. Layers and meta information. Layers will be here. Meta information will be here. Containers meta information will be here. Containers layer will be here, again overlay to directory. So these are the few jargons which you have in order to understand that. So as part of my discussion, overlay 2 is having the layers. Now there's no layers you can see on my screen here. So -sh dot. The size is 0, you know that. So can I download one image? Now I'm going to download one basic image. So how do you download Docker full Ubuntu? Ubuntu is a base image I'm going to download, and many things I'll do that. It's a small image which is good for learning purpose. Now you see here it's pulling from the extracting. So here you got extracted here, and you see here Ubuntu I extracted. How many times got extracted? 3 times. This is a SHA value, 40 character, but actually the IDs are a shortcut. It's not showing 40 character because it's too much. So here 3 layers pulled got filled. 1, 2, 3. Okay. How do I know which is having the highest size and all? You can check it out. There's a different ways, but I'm going to play with a Linux command. Max def equal to 1. So here this layer is having highest size. Can I go inside that layer and see what exactly inside that? And here inside that diff location, okay, my system is this is the location inside the layer. See here, overlay 2, this is the directory diff. Have you seen this structure somewhere, anywhere? Have you seen this structure anywhere?
That's a home login root.
What is this?
Root folder structure of
root file system. Root file system. Yeah. So this is the root file system. Okay. So guys, how do I know that which images I'm having? There's other ways also you get to know. So there's other way also you get it to know. Docker history and then image name Ubuntu. See here. How many times history will tell you how many times this image got committed. 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, 5 time. So 4 time it got committed, 5th time it got a data information. What are the size of layers also you'll see that. Each time commit has happened how much. See. First commit with this much of data, second commit with this much of data, third commit with this much of data. This is the 3 layers which you are saying. You must be wondering why this layer is not committed. Size was 0 bytes. So what is this? This is the meta information such as environment variable, PID1 and also like that. So this will be meta information will be stored in the image DB. Image means ls var lib docker. Here there's one image directory you see here. Here meta information will go here. Files systems will go under the overlay too. So this is the way you can get to know how many times it got committed. Do you want to know the layers and upper layers, lower layers and all the stuff like that? Not to confuse you too much here. Just give you the command output inspect and Ubuntu. See here, these are the layers IDs which I was interacting with. Which layers is the upper layer, which layer is a down layer, merge layer, all this information you can get it here. Apart from that, images has all the many things actually. You should go through that and one by one you will understand that. So yes, finally the question was, what is an image? Image has a multiple layers. Each layer you identify using the UUID. These layers are read only, and when you create a container, you get another layer. So far so good, right? Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Okay. Now, some of the statements I'm making here, which probably will help you. So what happens when you create a container from an image? All layers get merged into one layer. Understand that. This layer is read and write. This layer of images you cannot write, it's a read only, but this layer merge into the one write, read and write. And here divided into 2 parts. One is diff, one is merged. Okay, so here any changes, this layer, one layer, the one which you divide into 2 parts, diff, merge. Merge will have, so any changes you do, okay, understand that. Any changes you do here. Here, okay, and get copied here also, in simple. Okay, so let me prove these points and then proceed further one by one. So guys, right now look at my screen very carefully. It's important for all of you. I have a 3 layers to 1 images. I have 1 images. I have no containers. You see that. So when I say you create a containers, let me create a containers. So Docker run -itd Ubuntu. Remember, I'm creating one container. What is supposed to happen? All layers get merged into the one layer. See here, ls. See, this is the layers. See the size of it, 76 MB. You say this is a initialization IDs only. This will not hold data more than 8 KB. Okay. So one layer I create, one container I created, and I got a 1 layer. Can I create one more container and see what happens? I created one more container, and here you see. So here that is proven. All layers, when you create a container from the image, all layers get merged into the one layer. This is a layer. You want to go and check it out? You can go and check it out also. That's not a problem. CD. See here. I said this is the read and writable, and this got merged into, divided into 2 parts, diff and merge. I'm only talking about the diff and work because diff and merge because you should not get confused. So here diff and merged. Now, can I see that df-kh on the host machine? See here. df-kh. See here. How many containers you created? And now again you read this statement. So this time you'll never forget. When you run Docker image, one mounts get attached from the image file system. And this statement, now you can match this. And look at this here, merged. So when you create a container, all the layers get merged into the one layer inside the merge location, and they get mounted to the user namespace. So I created 2 container, 2 mount, 3 container, 3 mount, 5 container, 5 mount. Now are you able to understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So now guys, can I list the containers? Here it is. Can I create one file here? So Docker execute container ID touch opt here devops.txt. Remember, it's a new file, devops.txt. Can I see that? Where is the file? So here I am searching that, and you locate that devops.txt. See here. I just created a file in one container where you have this file. So now I said, right, remember this statement, look at it. Diff under merge you get, and also diff you get it. But what happens if you stop? If you stop, this get deleted. If you stop, this get persisted. So diff command, if you remember, you have run the diff command, because diff command will give you the output of this directory. So let me show you here. So only delta will be persisted, okay? Only delta, because layers are only you have it, right? Delta will get persisted. So here I am stopping the container. You see here. So Docker ps Docker stop. Which container I had used it? Is 80 something like that. Yeah. I stop it, and now let me find out the file. See, only one place is there. Now if I remove it, this file will go also, but right now this is persisted. Okay, so guys, this is the commands which I run in order to showcase the anatomy of image. I've not taught you how to create an image, but I've taught you understanding the anatomy of the images. Any questions so far? Any questions so far?
From where we can find the mount, mapping between a container?
df-kh.
This particular
machine, if you do df-kh. I have only one container running, so it's a one container.
Yeah, but my question is, like, if you have multiple containers, right? You will have 5 containers, means 5 mounts will be there.
Yeah.
So where this mapping will be there, like the container should hold, this reference on it.
So remember, inspect command will do everything. Inspect container ID. Never forget this command, sir. Docker inspect. Okay. Never forget this command. This inspect will, that's the reason I said, even though if you understand or not understand, please go through that. And here you see here, located to diff, this located to overlay this file, diff, here merged, diff, walk. So if you inspect the container, every information you will get it. Every information.
Okay.
More questions, guys?
So basically, why we have two copies? We can maintain one.
So what is happening? One copy get mounted to the container to you, and if you stop the container, this get deleted. Remember? So the container get deleted, the file should be there. No, I mean, sorry. If you stop, then this get deleted. See, I'll show you this one. See here, df-kh. See, there's one, right? So Docker ps. See, I'll stop this container. See, happen. Docker stop this container. So see the mount get. See, now can I start this container one more time? Let me start it. Let me start it. So that those will be created one more time. See here. Got it? So merge is a runtime. Merge is a runtime, whereas the diff is only the delta of the containers which got maintained. This is how the anatomy has been developed in Docker. The algorithm which has been managing all this thing is SHA-256. Got it, guys? Everyone?
If you liked our Docker session so far, please enroll our general membership for $399 plan to get access of all the parts.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest.
Thanks for watching.